Hello, welcome to the Revero Health Success Stories podcast. I'm Tracy, your hostess, and I'm a coach here at Revero. I have our friend Ed here today, who's going to share his success story with us. Hi, Ed.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing very well.
Good. So I was wondering if you could start telling me about your success story with what foods you used to eat and what kind of health conditions you had prior to coming to a meat-based diet.
Okay, so years ago, I was on a journey of just becoming extremely obese, morbid obesity. 300, the highest weight I had reached was 372 pounds. Was just insulin, had type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol, so they said. So I was on statins and metformin and you name the medicines for these conditions, I had it. I was trying to save my own health, had a gastric bypass to try and help with that. It was successful in the fact that it restricted my eating, so obviously I was going to lose some weight. But then I started gaining weight again because I was eating what the doctors told me was the standard American diet, like the healthy standard American diet, which is whole grains, fruits, vegetables, limit the meats, cut the salts. And I did everything and I still gained, from the initial weight loss, I gained about 50 to 70 pounds of that back. And which was frustrating and just sad. And that started me on the path to find out what I was doing wrong, and where I could get the help. So I just started looking around and just eating everything that I thought I was supposed to eat, just was not working.
Okay, so basically you were eating like vegetables and things you thought were healthy after
Right.
your surgery. Yeah.
Right, whole grains, fruits, avocados and salads and corn and all the vegetables that they tell you should be eating. Very, very little meat, mostly chicken, very lean meats, and moderate amounts, not even a lot, because they said I shouldn't be eating that much meat. Everything that yogurts and minimal amounts of cheese and everything that they told me that I should be following. And they give you the sheet in the office saying, here, this is what you should be eating. Okay. Oh, and by the way, take all these pills to go along with what you're supposed to be eating. And I said, okay, because I didn't know any better. And I trusted them to give me the information that I thought was going to help me.
Yeah. So your health conditions were that you were overweight and what? So you were taking metformin, so it was like pre-diabetes or diabetes.
Yeah, my A1C at the time was it was 6.7, close to 7. My blood pressure was 100 over 180. Everything was my triglycerides were in the 300s. HDL was very low. Cholesterol, obviously, because they're measuring total cholesterol, was very high. So they put me on a statin. They put me on metformin for the type 2 diabetes. They put me on a blood pressure medicine. I even developed sleep apnea. So I had problems with sleeping and stopping at night as far as breathing was concerned. So I had a whole bunch of things going on and I thought, I did the bariatric surgery just trying to save my own life, and it wasn't working. I went through that for no reason.
Oh, my heart goes out to you. That's so much to have to go through. And so how did you find the carnivore diet? Did you start out with that, or did you do keto, or?
Actually, I started off paleo. Mark Sisson, somebody had mentioned, I was reading a book, Mark Sisson, he does like vegetables and meat and whatnot. So I started off there, which was more low carb. And as I started reading it more into the paleo, it just started to make a little bit more sense. Like the way he described it, how we ate in the past, our ancestry, what our ancestors ate. I was like, something that's true, like that makes sense to me. so I saw more and more. I followed that. Then I was able to find a few other doctors on YouTube, just doing my research, and whose family was cancer and they had them on keto and they were doing well with the cancer. Who was morbidly obese as a doctor and they were doing well now, transitioning to keto and talking about it. So all the experimentation started, and I started to feel better, but still not there yet, because I was still eating too many carbs. I was still doing too many things that, for me, being insulin resistant for so many years, it was going to take a lot more and a lot stricter elimination diet to really hone in and figure out what was really going to help me. And that's really what I got to it, through YouTube. It's really a YouTube university, as I like to call it. So.
Yes, definitely. And then the perfect elimination diet is just meat, basically, because that's your body can tolerate meat.
Yeah, absolutely. And I found that, I mean, like I said, 2 years ago, I actually, the reason I actually started full carnivore, because I was still keto at the time and I was hedging, I went in for a calcium score for the heart. And it's supposed to be, 0, but if it goes up to 300, you're okay. You still, you want to keep an eye on it. I was at 1180. I was 1,180 points on that scale, and everybody freaked out. They want me on, 40 statins and, oh my God, stress tests and whatnot. And by that time, I was probably a year into keto, maybe a year and a half into keto. It scared me, so I was like, oh, what am I doing? Well, I have to figure this out. Once I did more research on the CAC score, I realized, well, hold on, this is just the damage that's already there. They're not seeing what's actually there, so maybe I'm better now. And then I found carnivore, started reading Dr. Baker's book, and made sense. So I eliminated everything. I wasn't a big vegetable person anyway, so it was easy for me. So went completely meat-based, and in a year, every single number went down. The last stress test I went to, the technician who was there giving it to me asked me why I was there getting a stress test. After she had given me the test, she said, "Why are you here?" She said, "Because every number that I'm seeing here is great. So I don't understand why you're here." And I gave her the backstory, and she understood. So I felt better.
Wow, yeah, that's awesome. So did you repeat the CAC test anymore?
Actually, that's one of the things I'll be doing probably in the next couple of weeks. I've got an appointment with radiology center to a new CAC to see if it goes down. If it hasn't gotten any worse, I know I'm okay. If it goes down, which they say could be a possibility, that'd be a great thing. Even if it goes down to 1,000, I don't care. It's just, it went the right direction.
Right. Well, you look like you feel really well, and you look very healthy.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. You feel great.
Oh, good. On the inside, you feel great then.
Yep. And that was for me, that was the biggest thing. It was feeling good. No aches and pains, no nothing. Every ache and pain that I had back surgery for a ruptured disc. All of those aches and pains, gone. Literally gone. I take anything anymore. The only thing I take now as a supplement is B12 because of the bariatric surgery. That's it. Because I need I can't absorb as much as everybody else, and I can't eat as much as everybody else. So I have to supplement with a little bit, but that's it. I take nothing else. And salt.
Yeah, that's incredible. Wow, because you don't have blood pressure medicine or your diabetic medicines or anything like that. No statins.
No statins.
Did you use a CPAP machine when you had the sleep apnea?
Yes, I had the CPAP machine. I was averaging breathing. I stopped breathing 12 times a minute when they did the study on me. And as of the time I started, I'm going to say a couple of months after I started carnivore, I realized the CPAP machine was actually annoying me at night. When I got rid of it, my wife says, "You're not even. There's no snoring. I don't even hear you. You're just breathing." everything is quiet.
Wow, that was really quick. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, it was great. I can't tell you how good I feel.
I love to hear it. I love to hear success stories, and I just meat heals. It's just amazing to me that it can touch different individuals with different situations, like whether it's skin problems or, like you said, diabetes or high blood pressure, whatever it is.
Yes, yes.
It really
It's
does.
important.
And sometimes it takes a little longer for certain things, but it does. It actually heals. I'm so excited to hear that for your life too.
Yeah, it's really been a life changer. Everybody who's come in contact with me that knows me, family wise and friends and whatnot, are just stunned and they are asking me, like, what did you do? And I tell them what I did, and I don't know if I could do that. I said, "Look, you can try it." I said, "You don't have to be completely carnivore." I said, "I have to be because of the way I am. But for you, it may be keto might be okay. Eliminating some of the stuff might be okay. Maybe that helps you." But it's like, and I keep telling them, I says, "Don't do what I'm doing because you see my results. You have to do what you can handle. And this is your journey. You have to deal with that." I says, "I can only be there and listen to you and try and give you suggestions, but beyond that, you're gonna have to come to the realization that maybe I need to change what I'm eating."
Yes, then it's a personal journey, definitely.
100%.
It
100%.
is. Yeah, so can you tell me, like, what do you typically eat in a day? Do you include cheese and tea,
So,
coffee?
so I drink a lot. I've always had a lot of coffee during the day. So I continued that, but I started to eliminate, I went from having whole milk to half and half to heavy cream. Now I just drink it black. I don't even have the cream in it. Simply because I noticed that even the minimal amounts of carbs in the cream can give me some issues. Cheese definitely gives me some digestive issues, which I didn't realize because I love cheese. I didn't realize that. So I have it now every once in a while, maybe a couple of months, I'll buy a small block of cheese and have it, knowing I'm going to suffer a little bit, just a tiny bit. But it just gets that little bit of a annoying craving out of the head. So I try and stay away from cheeses. I basically had to eliminate a lot of the things, a lot of the processed foods, even some of the deli meats that you think are good still contain that little bit of sugar or something in it that just, I'll go from whatever my weight is when I'm not eating that, and I'll gain 8 pounds simply from water retention because of, and it's not even like my wife said, "Oh, you gained 8." I don't care about the weight. The weight's not the issue for me. I don't feel good. It makes me not feel good. And when I start to feel like that, I just eliminate it all again, and I lose it again, and I feel better. So, yeah, I can't even deviate. When I deviate off the diet, it's just not good.
Wow, that's so awesome, that you found something that would actually heal you, and especially after you've had your surgery. So you have to be really cautious of what you're doing. And
yeah.
Sounds like you're really doing great.
I tell you, I wasn't going to find the diet, read the book, and then just eliminate it. I'm constantly on on Dr. Baker's YouTube channel. I'm constantly on all these doctors, and I constantly review. Okay, did they come up with something new? Did they find a new study? Did somebody do a new study? And I'm just listening to see what else it is that we can do to help ourselves. And really, right now, like I said, most of the things I eat are beef, pork, some chicken. I'm not big on chicken. It just doesn't have enough fat for me. I like a little bit of fattiness, so I'll eat the beef, pork. I will allow myself bacon every once in a while because I like that, and butter. So and eggs. I eat a half dozen eggs every morning. I'll eat meat all day long, you know, I'm doing a modified fat 16 hours, 8 hours. And it's good enough for me. Like I don't have any, the only thing every once in a while, like I said, is the cheese, but that's it, nothing else. People are walking around eating ice cream and they're showing me the chocolate cake that they have for lunch or whatever. I'm just like, oh, okay, good for you. I don't even worry about it anymore.
Right. You don't crave it. And
No,
I
no,
look
no,
at
no.
it like that's something that will make me sick.
Yeah, and that's exactly that's what's in my head. If I eat that, it's gonna not make me feel good, and I don't want to ever go back there. So I don't give it a second thought. I'm just like, okay, you enjoy it.
Yeah. So you mostly are just an example to people if they need help, and you'll help them as much as you can. But
Yeah, most of it's local. I worked at when I first came down here after leaving my corporate job. I needed something something to do, so I went to work at a one of the big food stores down here, supermarket. And I was doing, I'd never done any of that work before. So I was working in the grocery and stocking shelves and doing all this stuff. And I would see people, they're looking at me and they're asking me, hey, do you know of any low carb pasta sauces or low carb this or low carb that? And I'm giving them that look like you're not in the right aisle here, first of all. But I would never say anything. And I would tell them, I said, well, nothing here is going to be low carb. And then they every single time they would give me I know you probably don't understand, how it is I'm feeling. And I would whip out the phone, and the picture that I sent to you with me in the white t-shirt when I was heavy, I'd whip out the phone and I'd show them that picture. I said, yes, I do. That's me. Their eyes just get huge, and I understand. I said, so you need to get out of this aisle. Go to the meat, vegetables, and dairy. Stay there. Don't come back here. There's no such thing as low carb here.
mm-hmm.
And yeah, but what about it says keto? I said, no. Meat, vegetables, dairy. That's it.
Wow. That's awesome that you could steer them in a grocery store to the right areas. So that's cool.
I tried. I would tell them. I even gave them my shift. I would tell them I'm here every weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to whatever time. If you have any questions, anything, just come. I'm here. Just look for me and talk to me. I said, I'm willing to help you. I said, but you gotta. I said it's hard. It's gonna drive you nuts early on. I said, but if you can get through that first, 6 months, 8 months, I says, it might help you.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully. Some people did come back, others, you could tell. And then some of them avoided me because they'd see me and be embarrassed and they just duck their heads and scoot away.
Right.
It was good. It was, I tried to help them where I could.
Definitely. We have a passion for it after we've tried it and we've gotten healing.
Yeah.
It's really a passion, but you really can't make people do it, or, just encourage them is what you can do and be an example.
That's it. And like, we were talking earlier, I came on this, and what really drove it home was, I think it was Dr. Baker who said, I can't remember now. I've watched so many different people on the subjects. He said, be your own experiment. And N equals 1, you. He said, go do it. What do you have to lose? You have 0 to lose. Try it. And I was like, something? That makes sense. And I'm going to go do that. I'm not forcing anybody else to do it with me. It's just me. And here I am today. So I'm good.
Yes, that's awesome. So it's difficult, but it's not impossible.
Right. It is difficult. It's not impossible. It's for some, it's going to take a lot longer time to get to the realization. And I'm going to tell you, it took me a long time to get to the proper way of doing it, because my bariatric happened early 2000. So for 12 years, I was trying to find something that was going to help me, and it was only in the last couple that I actually found it. So it took me a long time. It's not an easy way to try and figure this out. You know, it took a long time, but I'm here now and I'm staying. You can't get rid of me.
Well, I'm so glad. I like to share the community, carnivores community with you. It should be everybody's choice, really. It's a choice, and it's one that if you want health, then you have to give up the things that are making you unhealthy.
Right, right. And that's really what it comes down to. It's about the health. For me, it was always about the health. I wanted to be able to see grandkids. I wanted to be able to play with grandkids and go on rides with them if they wanted me. I didn't want to have to stand on the side because I was too big or too heavy or too sick to get on a ride with them. You know, I don't want that. And I want to be part of life, not, you know, a spectator.
Right, exactly. Well, thank you so much, Ed, for coming and sharing all of your success and your tips, for giving people advice on how to really go after it. And if they really want to and they really need help in their healing journey, then this, I know, will really help them. So thank you so much for coming.
I appreciate you having me on. Let me give my story, and anytime.
Awesome. Nice to meet you, Ed, and have a great day.
You too. Enjoy it.
You too. Bye-bye.